Hello friend, welcome to Mr. Biology YouTube channel. Friend, I will upload MCQs of biology topic wise which you can use for every test related to biology, and I will give explanation with detail of every MCQs. So friend, let's go to our video and our today's topic is most important MCQs about protein. Our first MCQ is most abundant organic compound of cell is option number 1 water, option number 2 carbohydrate, option number 3 is protein, and option number 4 is lipid. So now we have to check the correct option. Our first option was water, and we know that water is inorganic compound, and here they want the most abundant organic compound, so water is incorrect option. And the second is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is organic compound, but the ratio of carbohydrate in cell is about 3%. And then protein is also organic compound, the ratio of protein is 18% in cell. And then lipid is also organic compound, the ratio of lipid in cell is 2%. So our correct option is protein. Water is present about 70% in cell, but water is inorganic compound, so that's why water is not our correct answer. Our second MCQ is building block of protein is option number 1 is sugars, option number 2 is fats, option number 3 is nucleotide, and option number 4 is amino acids. Let's check the correct option. Friend, we know that sugar is the building block of carbohydrate, fats are related to lipids, nucleotide is the building block of RNA and DNA, and amino acid is the building block of protein. So our correct option is amino acid. MCQ number 3. All the group and different amino acids are same except option number 1 amine group, option number 2 carboxyl group, option number 3 hydrogen group, and option number 4 alkyl group. Friend, if you see chemical structure of all amino acids have central carbo atom which are attached to 4 group. One is amine group, second is carboxyl group, hydrogen group, and alkyl group. Friend, the amine group, carboxyl group, and hydrogen group are same in all amino acids except alkyl group, which are variable in all amino acids. So our correct option is alkyl group. Our fourth MCQ is my last amino acid is option number 1 glycine, option number 2 alanine, option number 3 valine, and option number 4 is leucine. Friend, if you see the chemical structure of all amino acids, you will find that all amino acids have 3 similar groups, which is carboxyl group, amine group, and hydrogen group, and one variable group which are called R group. The R group of glycine only consists of hydrogen. The R group of alanine composed of 1 carbon and 3 hydrogen. The R group of valine composed of 2 carbon and 5 hydrogen. The R group of leucine composed of 3 carbon and 7 hydrogen. So the correct option is glycine. Because the R group only consists of only 1 hydrogen, so that's why the glycine is the smallest amino acid. Our fifth MCQ is which of the following is true about protein? Option number 1 protein regulate metabolic process. Option number 2 some protein work as a carrier of oxygen, metal ions, etc. Option number 3 protein involved in blood clotting. Option number 4 all of these. Friend, hormone and enzyme regulate metabolic process, and we know that hormone and enzyme are protein in nature. There is also some protein like hemoglobin which act as oxygen carrying in human blood. There is also some protein like fibrin involved in blood clotting which prevent loss of blood after injury. So our correct option is all of these, because Are these all sentences are true about protein? Our sixth MCQ is the bond formed between monomer of protein is option number 1 glycosidic bond, option number 2 phosphodiester bond, option number 3 peptide bond, and option number 4 is all of these. Friend, when two monosaccharides combine with each other, the bond formed between these two monosaccharides is called glycosidic bond, and phosphodiester bond is found in nucleic acid like RNA and DNA. And when two monomers of protein combine with each other, the bond formed between these two monomers is called peptide bond. So our correct option is peptide bond. Our seventh MCQ is in sickle cell hemoglobin molecule glutamic acid is replaced by option number A glycine, option number B alanine, option number C as valine, and option number D as leucine. To understand this MCQs, first of all we have to know about sickle cell anemia disorder. Actually, red blood cell with normal hemoglobin have a donut shape or globular shape, and a globular shape red blood cell can easily pass through a very small vessel and deliver oxygen from lung toward the tissue of the body. But when the hemoglobin molecule of red blood cell become abnormal, actually when the glutamic acid, it is basically amino acid, when replaced by valine amino acid, then the hemoglobin molecule of red blood cell become abnormal. When they become abnormal, the red blood cell change their globular shape into sickle shape. Actually, in this disorder, a red blood cell does not deliver oxygen from lung toward body tissue, because when red blood cell change their globular shape into sickle shape, then the red blood cell cannot pass through a very small vessels. Hence, they block the vessel and patient die from it. So our correct option is valine. Valine is replaced by glutamic acid in sickle cell anemia. Our 8th MCQ is who provides sequence of amino acid in insulin molecule? Option number 1 Singer in 1951, option number 2 Pellet in 1955, option number C Kuliker, and option number D is Robert Hooke in 1965. Option number A is the correct option because Singer in 1951 determined the sequence of amino acid in insulin molecule for the first time. Pellet in 1955 discovered ribosome, Kuliker discovered mitochondria, Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered cell for the first time. So our correct option is A. Our 9th MCQ is the enormous diversity of protein molecule is mostly due to diversity of option number 1 amino group on amino acid, option number 2 R group on amino acid, option number 3 carboxyl group on amino acid, and option number 4 is hydrogen group on amino acid. Friend, if you see the chemical structure of amino acid have a central carbon atom to which 4 groups are attached, R group, hydrogen group, carboxyl group, and amine group. Among these groups, only R group is a variable and different amino acid, while and the other 3 groups, hydrogen group, carboxyl group, and amine group, are same in every amino acid. So the only reason of enormous diversity of protein molecule is the variable R group in each amino acid. Some amino acid R group contain 1 carbon, some amino acid R group contain 2 carbon, and some amino acid R group does not contain any carbon. So our correct option is R group on amino acid is responsible for enormous diversity of protein molecule. Our 10th MCQ is peptide bond are formed between option number 1 functional group of amino acid, option number 2 hydrogen group of adjacent amino acid, option number 3 carboxyl group and amine group of adjacent amino acid, option number 4 functional group and the hydrogen group of adjacent amino acid. Friends, note peptide bond are formed between the amine group of one amino acid and the carboxyl group of another amino acid. If you see the option number 1, it says that peptide bond are formed between functional group of amino acid. But we know that amino acid have 2 functional groups one is amine group and second is a carboxyl group. So there is so here is confusion that peptide bond are formed between which functional group, amine group or carboxyl group. So that's why it is not correct. If you see the option number 2, it says that peptide bond are formed between hydrogen group of adjacent amino acid. It is incorrect option. I already told you peptide bond are formed between carboxyl group of one amino acid and amine group of another amino acid. Same as if you check the third option, it says that peptide bond are formed between carboxyl group of one amino acid and amine group of adjacent amino acid. So it is the correct option because peptide bond are formed between a carboxyl group of one amino acid and amine group of another amino acid. Same way if you check the fourth option, it says that functional group and the hydrogen group of adjacent amino acid. It is also incorrect option. MCQ number 11. All are the following structure is proteinous in nature except option number A, enzymes, option number B, holes, and option number 3, hemoglobin. Option 4 is steroid. Here we have to select the option which is not proteinous in nature. If you see the first option, enzyme, and we know that enzyme is protein in nature, so the first option is incorrect. If you see the option number B, house means the foot of cow, goat, etc., or the nail of cow, goat, etc. House is also a proteinous in nature. And if you see the option number C, it is a hemoglobin, and we know that hemoglobin is a protein which is present in red blood cell of human blood. So option number C is also incorrect. Option number B is incorrect. And if you see steroid are related to lipid, so the correct option is D, steroid, because steroid is not proteinous in nature and it is related to lipid. Our 12th MCQ is which of the following is not true about amino acid. Option number 1, they have two functional group. Option number 2, they show both acidic and basic characteristics. Option number 3, they are the basic unit of protein. Option number 4, they does not exist in solid state. Friends, here we have to select the sentence which is not true about amino acid. If you see the first option, they have two functional group. Yes, amino acid have two functional group. One is amine group and second is carboxyl group. So it is true about amino acid. So it is incorrect option. The option number 2 say that they show both acidic and basic character. Yes, amino acid show basic as well as acidic characteristic because the amine group of amino acid is basic in nature, while the carboxyl group of amino acid is acidic in nature. That's why they show both characteristic, acidic as well as basic characteristic. If you see the third option say that they are the basic unit of protein. Yes, amino acid is the basic unit of protein. Amino acid is the building block of protein. The structure and function of protein depend upon amino acid. So this sentence is also true about amino acid. And the fourth option is it does not exist in solid state. No, amino acid can exist in solid state. Like if we take example of glycine is one of the smallest amino acid which exists in solid state. So the fourth option is not true about amino acid. So our correct option is 4, that does not exist in solid state. Friend, I take the few MCQs from past paper of MDCAT test. And friend, I want to tell you one thing, that my Urdu is so weak and my English is also weak, but my English is little good than Urdu, so that's why I'm talking in English.